are missing. If your life is poor, it is not because riches are missing. It is because your thought is misdirected. You believe the world must change first, but the world is only your mirror. Riches are not won with muscle, nor earned by luck. Riches are revealed to the man who trains his mind to see them. You are surrounded by opportunity, by gold, by law, yet you may be blind to it. The blind man stumbles past treasure because his vision was never trained. So, too, you have walked past wealth, not because it was not there, but because your mind was not ordered to see it. You were born into a sea of abundance, but the sea does not pour itself into your cup unless you raise your vessel. Thought is your vessel. Faith is your guide. Decision is your captain. And unless these forces are trained, the ship never leaves the dock. I say to you, riches are not first earned by the hand. They are commanded by the mind. Until you think in riches, you shall walk in lack. Until you command your subconscious, you shall drift with fear. Until your aim becomes law, your life will reflect disorder. Your thoughts roam like unbroken horses, wild, proud, and undirected. But you were not born to be ruled by them. You were born to be their master. You must break the mind, harness its power, and direct it toward definite riches. This is not fantasy. This is law. Do not ask, where is my wealth? Ask, where is my attention? For attention is the seed of riches. Controlled thought is the lever that moves the world. You are not missing opportunity. You are missing mental command. This speech will give you 8 iron laws, 8 mental disciplines to train your mind to think in riches, prosperity, power, and right service. Not once. Not when it feels good, but daily, faithfully, rhythmically. For what you repeat, you become. And what you become, you attract. Carnegie built with this law. Ford expanded with it. Edison created light through it. Rockefeller walked in silent wealth because he trained his mind to think in empires. They were not lucky. They were not chosen. They were obedient. They thought with law. They spoke with belief. They trained their subconscious mind to repeat only the picture of definite purpose. They moved in silence. They acted as if their future was already delivered, and so it came. And now it is your turn. You shall not think as you have thought. You shall no longer visit doubt, rehearse fear, speak confusion. You shall now learn to think in wealth, walk in belief, act with definiteness, and plant daily seeds of power. These laws are not for the casual. They are not for the drifter, the doubter, or the passive. They are for the builder, the doer, the silent man who has decided, I will think in riches until I become them. Do not treat this lightly, for the power you are about to access has built kingdoms. It has formed railroads, carved cities, and summoned fortunes from thin air. It is not external. It is within you. Let us now begin. Let us now train the mind, and let us plant only riches. Let us repeat only belief. Let us become the man that wealth obeys. Let us begin with the first law. Say it aloud. I train my mind to think only in riches. I speak only in wealth. I become what I command. The first law is this. The mind must be dominated by a definite chief aim. Not influenced, not inspired, dominated. For no man can command riches whose thoughts are scattered. No ship arrives at harbor without a destination. No life produces abundance unless it is directed by one ruling purpose, clearly defined and deeply felt. The majority of men never define their purpose. They drift. They rise each day and respond to the noise of others. Their thoughts are not their own. Their time is sold cheaply. Their actions are guided not by inner command, but by external demand. And so, they earn just enough to survive, but never enough to command. If you wish to build riches, the first step is not work, it is writing. You must sit with yourself. You must decide, what do I desire above all else? What is the single aim for which I will give my thought, my faith, my persistence, and my obedience? Until this is answered, all effort is wasted. All action is blind. It was Andrew Carnegie who gave me this command. He said, Young man, sit down and write the purpose of your life. Until that is done, you are working against the laws of riches." I obeyed, and my life was never the same. From that moment on, I was no longer a wanderer. I was a commander. Write this now. My definite chief aim is the guiding law of my mind. I give my thoughts no option but to serve this purpose. Do not write it like a wish. Do not write it like a hope. Write it like a decree. Your mind is a government. Your definite chief aim is its constitution. Every thought must align with it. Every word must reinforce it. Every action must serve it, and anything that does not must be cast out. Until your aim is in ink, it is only air. Until it is spoken aloud, it is only imagination. And until it is burned into your subconscious by daily repetition, it is only a seed left on stone. Do not say you're too busy to write your aim. That is like saying the farmer is too busy to plant his seed. That is the excuse of the drifter, not the discipline of the builder. You have time. What you need is decision. Say this aloud. I give my mind no option but to obey my aim. I think in line with wealth. I reject all stray thought. A vague mind leads to a vague life. A man who thinks of riches, then of worry, then of pleasure, then of fear, has already decided to fail. The mind cannot serve two masters. Either it is governed by your chief aim, or it is governed by drift. Let me repeat the law. Until your definite chief aim becomes the master thought of your daily life, wealth cannot obey you. The riches you desire must be summoned by thought, backed by faith, reinforced by repetition, proven by action. Read your aim aloud every morning. Before the world speaks, let your voice be the first law your mind hears. Speak it with emotion. Stand tall. Breathe deep. Speak like a builder, not a beggar. Read it again every night. Fall asleep with your aim stamped on the screen of your imagination. If you feel foolish speaking it aloud, it is because the voice of doubt still rules your inner chamber. You must drown it out. You must speak until you believe, and believe until you no longer remember what it was like to doubt. When the subconscious mind hears the same command daily with emotion, it begins to accept it as reality. And when it accepts it, it begins to work day and night to bring it to pass. People, opportunities, insight, timing, all move to obey the man whose mind is definite. Do not hide your aim. Post it on your wall. Carry it in your pocket. Let it live in your voice and your eyes. Let your friends call you obsessed. Obsession is the price of greatness. Let the world mock. Let the world drift. You will obey law, and law will reward you. Repeat this now. My aim is written. My aim is spoken. My aim is felt. My aim is law. If your mind has not been dominated by one great purpose, it will be dominated by 1,000 small impulses. That is not wealth. That is slavery. You must choose. Will you command riches or react to circumstances? You cannot build wealth in fragments. You cannot grow an oak from scattered seed. You must plant one aim, water it with belief, protect it with discipline, speak it with authority, and act in its direction daily. This is the first law, and without it all other laws are void. No amount of reading, wishing, or labor will replace it. You must define your purpose. You must write it. You must read it aloud. You must repeat it until your mind becomes the instrument of that one thought. Say it with power. I do not live by confusion. I do not drift. I do not divide my attention. I live by purpose. I live by law. I live by my chief aim. And now, before we proceed, do not listen further until you have obeyed. Take pen, take page, take voice, write the aim, speak it aloud, read it again tonight, and return tomorrow not as a wanderer, but as one who has decided. Let us now proceed to the next law. The subconscious mind does not argue. It does not debate. It does not question what is repeated. It obeys it. Every time you speak a thought aloud, it is recorded. Every time you imagine a result, it is engraved. Every time you feel a belief, it is planted. The subconscious mind becomes what you repeat. Most men are poor, not because they lack desire, but because they rehearse poverty in their thought. They speak of debt, they speak of hardship, they think of loss, they imagine misfortune. And the mind, ever obedient, says, "Very well." And so the world arranges itself to match the pattern. You must decide, what shall I repeat? For repetition is power. Repetition is law. Repetition is how belief becomes nature. It is not a man's moment of inspiration that changes his life. It is what he tells himself hour by hour that carves his reality. Repeat this aloud now. I do not repeat confusion. I do not repeat fear. I do not repeat limitation. I repeat riches. I repeat law. I repeat power. You do not get what you want. You get what you think about all day long. Your desire must be trained like a seed in a field, and you do not plant a seed once. You plant, water, guard, protect, and speak over it daily.